how I escaped the nice guy mindset. Truth be told, when I was skinny and out of shape and younger, I used to always feel like I wasn't good enough. But that led me to always trying to find external validation. And I've started to realize that sometimes being too nice actually does get you hurt. People start to take advantage of your niceness. Women and men take advantage of you being nice. Like, I'm a good guy, right? Back then, I was a good kid. I was a good guy. I always wanted to do the right thing. To this day, I still think I'm a great guy. But I know the difference between being a nice guy and now that I've set boundaries in my life, people have started to respect me a lot more. And I really changed my mindset and my perspective when it comes to being a nice guy. See, when I was a nice guy, back when I was younger and out of shape and I felt mostly invisible, as I mentioned earlier, I always felt like I wanted to get validated, right? So there was this time, right? I just started off training, so I was kind of getting into my fitness journey, I'd say. But anyway, as I walked to the cable machines, I put the cable on, I put my weight stack on, I think it was like 25 kg, right? I added my bar, my straight bar, and then this girl walked past me. She was blonde, and she smelled good. I do have to admit, she did smell pretty nice. I remember vividly, yeah. And as I looked over my shoulder, I caught her staring at me. I wasn't the most confident. I didn't even approach her, to be fair. But the moment I looked over my shoulder, I seen her looking over at me. She smiled, and I looked at her, and I smiled back. And that's it. You know what I'm saying? In that moment, I was like, man just pulled her thing, you get me? I was ready, bro, right? But I was not confident back then, which was one issue, right? And secondly, when you're the nice guy, you don't always feel so confident about yourself thinking, was she checking me out or was there something on my face, right? Or am I doing something wrong on the cable machine, right? I wanted some sort of validation. I didn't realize whether she was looking at me in that way or was I doing something wrong, right? Obviously, now that I'm a bit more older, right, I've actually got a nice physique. I've been around women. I know how they move and how they act. I know their body language. That itself, I knew that, oh shit, when she looked at me in that moment, I was like, yeah, that was a straight up signal, because the way that she smiled at me, the way like her eyes were kind of like low key like peeking at me and she was smiling, that was like my indicator to probably go even talk to her or approach her or at least give her my name, right? And then since after that day, I never seen her anyway. So I was like, fucking hell. But in that moment, again, I was not confident in myself to even talk to her. I wasn't confident in myself. I wasn't confident in myself to be like, all right, cool, she's checking me out. I would just thought, all right, she's being friendly or maybe I was doing something wrong, right? I was too afraid. When you're that nice guy, you tend to not bother no one. You don't really put yourself out there like that. You don't like to, take up too much room because you feel like you're treading on people's toes, right? But I realized the moment I start to get in shape and I start to shift my perspective, right? The world is a ruthless place. That is the truth, right? You gotta be ready for this world. There's so many people that are so fucked up, that are so selfish, that you gotta be able to protect your own. You gotta be going after for the things that you truly want in life. And I'll be honest with you, since I made that shift, right, my entire life has shifted. I've attained women, I've attained certain goals that I truly wanted to always achieve, but I felt like maybe I'm gonna hurt people's feelings, right? I speak my opinion on certain things, and I truly believe that the moment you start making that shift, you will actually start getting way more results than you ever thought. Because I'll be honest with you, when I was a nice guy, I was not getting no results. Honestly, right? I wasn't putting myself out there. I wasn't confident about myself. I didn't speak to women the way I wanted to speak to them. For some reason, I always had this little filter in my head saying, oh, don't say anything too crazy because you don't want to come across needy, or you don't want to come across like you're doing too much, or you're trying to, let's just make sure that she accepts you, just make sure that she likes you, right? But truthfully, that shit never got me anywhere. The moment I stopped having a filter and I spoke the way I wanted to speak to women, even just men, right? I think if you can get your health in check, you can do anything in life, right? So again, I can state my opinions without having a backlash, because I'm not afraid about the backlash anymore, right? I'll state my opinion, it is what it is, and that's it, right? And even when it comes to women, when you just speak the way that you want to speak with no filter, it does come across as confident, right? And again, it's not like it's like my way or no, like it's like my way or no way, but it's more like, now that's just my opinion, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can have your opinion, that's cool, but I think this way, you know what I'm saying? Do you get me? And majority of the time, women actually fucking love it anyway. They love someone that's not afraid of conflict, right? You're not afraid to speak your mind, you're not afraid to have an opinion about something, and you're not afraid to stand out. So this is actually how I started to escape the nice guy, right? Honestly speaking, the more I started to believe in myself when it comes to training. When I started to train and I started to go to the gym and I started to stay more consistent with myself of the things that I start to say to myself. So for example, I told myself that, you know what, I'm going to take this gym thing serious for once. I'm going to get in shape. I'm going to showcase to myself that my work ethic is hard working. I'm not lazy, and I will get results. I will stay consistent. I will be patient, right? Regardless of how I feel. Once I start to trust myself, my self-respect started to level up, right? Truthfully, when you're that nice guy, you don't trust yourself enough. You don't have self-respect. You've not been through enough hardship or enough pain for you to start actually winning in life, right? And the moment I got in shape, that was my first ever official victory, bro. I was like, yo, I got in shape. If I can get in shape, bro, I can do anything in my fucking life. That's the truth, right? And that's when my confidence started to build. That's when my mindset started to shift. That's when I started to know, like, holy shit, like, I am good enough. I'm fucking great. I just changed my whole physique, right? And every single day I was doing daily habits of, my focus was to get in shape, right? I put all my energy into getting in shape, into changing my body. And as time went on, I started to actually respect the person I was becoming, right? The moment you start respecting the person you're becoming, that little nice guy inside of you starts to fade away, because now you start to put value on yourself. Now that you actually value yourself, you know that I know to myself that my opinions matter. What I say to myself every single day matters, right? Before, I'm looking for validation. That's the truth. When you're that nice guy, you're looking for the validation. But now I validate my own shit, right? And that's how you need to feel about yourself. You need to start valuing yourself. And how do you value yourself? By going through hard things, by attaining hard things as a man, right? When you start learning more and you start getting results, you're like, holy shit, all right, cool. Like, it's working, right? Once you start posting more content on social media and then you start getting results, you're like, holy shit, like, yo, the shit that I'm doing is working, right? When you open up your first business or you start doing something online and then you start getting results, you're like, holy shit, it's working. I don't need no one's opinion to validate me, right? When you start getting girls and you know how to speak to them and you build your confidence, you're like, I don't need someone to tell me how to get girls, right? Again, I'm not saying be like egotistical. I'm saying you will start to earn your confidence within yourself. And now, because you've installed that value in yourself, right, you start to have a bit more pride about yourself. You start to be proud of the person that you're becoming. Now you value yourself. Now your opinion actually matters to you, right? And as you keep going on in life and you start getting more results and you start becoming more successful, right, you're gonna know, like, yo, like, I'm that guy, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, the shit that I'm doing is working. I'm that guy. Like, I can do anything, bro. And there's nothing wrong with you being confident. Don't get it twisted, right? Some of you in the comments right now be like thinking like, oh, this guy's a piece of shit. He's saying like, he's great. He looks good. I'm good looking. I smell good. Bro, that's how you need to be feeling. That's the truth. When you look into the mirror, you need to tell yourself how amazing you are as a person. The things that you've achieved, right? Not all men can achieve that, right? Not all men can achieve a great physique. So as you start getting a bit more successful with your physique, bro, it's all right, man. You are good looking. You are in shape. You know what I'm saying? Don't let anyone tell you that you ain't. That's when you stop becoming the nice guy. And my whole life shifted once I started shifting away from the nice guy and I started to stand on fucking business, bro. That's the truth, all right? That's the truth, right? So if you truly want to change your life and stop being the nice guy, start with yourself. Look yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, am I the best version of myself? Am I working to it? Am I actually putting the consistency, the right amount of effort and energy into doing the things that I want to do for myself? Because if you're not doing the things that you're meant to do, I promise you, you're not gonna have that confidence. You're not gonna feel good about yourself, right? We as men, we need something to go towards. And the more we go towards our goals and we start to reach them, we're gonna build our confidence, bro. We're gonna build our self-respect. We're gonna have more value for ourselves. The truth is, once we have higher standards in ourselves, results would naturally come. That's the truth, right? Once I built higher standards of habits, results naturally came. That being said, hopefully you got some great value out of this video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think as well. And don't forget, build higher standards and results will naturally come. I'll see you guys in the next video.